Okay, let's try that again. I don't know why live chat is it's disabled from the beginning. That's so dumb. Alright, but anyway. Alright, so let's try again. Alright, so 2020. That was a weird omen. Probably because I was using VPN. I wanted to try turning VPN on for safety reasons, but no, can't do that, apparently. Even when wired, even with really good internet. Except 2020 took that away from me. Yeah, but anyway, so 2020 has been a really weird year for me. Because there was a lot, there has been a lot of pain and suffering, but I haven't really experienced much of it. And in fact, the channel's been doing really well. I've been focusing all my efforts on, I've been focusing on my efforts on putting out as much content as I physically can during the crisis, so people have something, to go home at night to, or watch in the middle of the day as you all do. So, yeah, so basically 2020 and all the badness that's been going on, the crisis that the world has undergone in every single way, how much it's taken from most people, uh, this has actually been the best year that ever for the channel. At least not including the very beginning of the channel, where I was at the tail end of the live commentary gaming YouTube era. That that was by far the best period in time for the channel, but for the best year in general, 2020, outside of the first, second, third year, was the best year for Green and Blue Productions, and it's all thanks to everyone that watches these videos and comments and likes and 1v1 bros me and all that good stuff. Stop by for the stream as you all are doing tonight. And yeah, as you can see, it's 11:42 on the East Coast of United States of America. So you got 18 minutes to count. We got 18 minutes to figure out what to do with. Which I was thinking about doing, just doing a look back and maybe doing some world building, some writing if we get around to it. But yeah, so this is not gonna be like the most exciting stream of all time, but it's gonna be a thing. So yeah, like, oh, what has happened this year? Anime Treatum Stages and Treaties, Fantasy Sandbox Edition went into alpha, which that's the most developed version of the game, so the entire game went to alpha. It's the tabletop war game, universal war game RPG I've been working on, and that went into alpha. I did my first roleplay session with it, kinda, in the last stream. But I went to alpha in March, and I've been slowly working on it. I've been extremely slowly working on Era Forward and Beyond for the past year or so. I haven't, and in terms of the YouTube channel, which is probably the most primary concern, it's been, I figured out how to keep it going and how to expand it while also doing my other things. Which are more permanent means of, which are either more permanent means than YouTube or better means than YouTube of supporting myself. Because I don't want to, I don't want to go chasing numbers on YouTube. I don't want to lower myself by using the tactics people who chase the numbers use. I don't think that's how you're supposed to do things. Not that it's necessarily wrong unless they are, by complete utter clickbait, as in the title, as in the photo and the title and the description are not the video at all. Like, people nowadays, not saying names, but they kind of switch to, if it's clickbait, as in it's slightly different than the title. I mean, slightly different if the title and thumbnail are slightly different than the content and are catchy and will catch your eye, but not the very descriptive or informative, like not placing like not saying what product you're reviewing or that's a review. And like and then you and then in the video it's just a complete it's just a complete review of the product. Like what's so hard? Like and what's even worse is people who do this only use half the title. I don't understand why. You're supposed to use the entire title space. You're giving 100 characters. That's not a lot. You better use them. Deviant Art gives you less. And everyone uses Deviant Art, full Deviant Art. So that's weird. And just stuff like that. Like for example, for this New Year's, I actually celebrated already, kind of, because I watched the Smithing Brit stream, where he was actually beating the New Year's Eve stream for the UK and or New Year's Eve premiere video in the UK by every single metric. Even in the fact that he actually had better tags and description and title than they did. And he also had, frankly, probably a better show. Where he interviewed different creators on YouTube and stuff like that, instead of pretending to be a news network like YouTube was doing. But anyway, so that's how I spent my New Year's Eve, and this is technically how I'm also spending my New Year's Eve. And thank you for spending your New Year's Eve with me, by the way. So, yeah, going back to 2020, in the middle part of it, I didn't get burnt out. That's not like the best thing to start off with saying, but I did not get burnt out. I just wasn't very excited to do anything, because nothing was inspiring me like I am now, actually. Also during 2020, in other news, channel rated yes, because I am most of the channel. Although I now have an editor. She's on break right now, but I have an editor. My sister started working on the channel more often, like recording videos and stuff like that more frequently, especially when she was over because of the death. In the heat of the death, which was late spring in Florida, and yeah. It's so weird. Like it's selfish as this is to say, like the only real personal thing I've had from this entire situation is that we don't get as high as quality steaks as we used to, because they just don't exist anymore, or at least they're not findable anymore. And someone who eats nothing but, steak and other beef products and chicken, it kind of matters to me that I get higher quality of it, because I really don't like gristle. But now it's gristle every day, all day. Even Sonny's, a barbecue restaurant chain here in the South, the last time I had it, they couldn't find good cuts either. And they're an actual restaurant chain. They're a small one, but they're still pretty big. So that's wearing masks is not a huge deal to me. It really shouldn't be to anyone. In fact, you have kind of been dreaming of this my entire life, wearing a helmet and such. Wearing masks is cool, not whatever some people think. And especially since I gotta see a hospital in action during the heat of the pandemic in Florida. That was a thing. Although I didn't see the actual hospital, I saw the clinic next to the hospital at Mayo in Jacksonville. As I get my Remicade infusions in the clinic, because my insurance does not want to pay to go to a hospital, the big building next to it. And the clinic usually takes care of cancer patients, so they have an absolute no They have an absolute mask policy. And they're not rude about it either. Their signs are nice and everything, but then again, they are Mayo. They're literally a hospital chain. You know, they're not hospital chain. There's like 5 Mayos in existence. They're like one of the best hospitals in the world, so yes, they better get there, right? But yeah. And Florida, because of our robust medical system, and the fact that the cases are so well spread out, except in Miami, like even in here in Jacksonville, which was the other epicenter next to Miami, it's still not even. It's still like 1% of the population or something. Like I don't know how big Duval County is in population, but the number at that time wasn't very much. Yes, it was bad. People were dying, but it was sustainable at that point. And you should do everything in your power to keep it that way. Washing your hands, social distancing, and masks and such. And it just like the whole like whenever I went during this year, which I haven't gone many places. My grandparents have been only going to the store once a week, and I've only just now braved to go outside and go to a what's the word for it? Non-essential business, which is E3 Games and Collectibles, which is my local tabletop store. And I went there just to drop off my game, checking if everything was right. The place was booming. I kid you not, the tabletop store was booming. It's only been in business for a year, and it's doing so well. However, that being said, our local Golden Corral shut down because they just couldn't. They just couldn't handle it because Golden Corral is a buffet chain in America. They just couldn't handle the they weren't doing they were probably doing the best of the Golden Corrals in the Jacksonville metropolitan area, but it just couldn't. They just couldn't anymore. I don't know if they were doing takeout or anything, but they failed. So that was a thing. And then there's, and like, what else? Oh yeah, going back to what I was saying. Yeah, or going back to what my original train of thought was. Yeah, I am on a blood pressure medicine now and a cholesterol medicine now. Yes, I'm 25, in case you don't know. And yeah, I'm actually on the second highest dose of that blood pressure medicine. My blood pressure has been gradually going up since I was 16. And then I'm on cholesterol medicine because it's just family history. So that's the thing, but that's not related to the death at all. That was going on before the death and was going on after the death. I mean, the death did not help because I was stressed. I feel the effects of stress, even though I actually become more motivated during stress. So yeah. As you might be able to tell from my videos, actually, that when a situation gets dire in a game, I do get better at the game. For example, the harder, the lower the chance of success is, the higher chance that I have of succeeding in that success. No, actually, what's an example from this year? I don't think there really are any, actually. What is a good example from this year? I don't think, I just can't remember a good example. Not that I can't even remember what games I played. Like, what is my game of the year? since we're here, might as well think of one. What is my game of the year? What game came out in 2020 that I played that I would call game of the year? In any authority. Yeah, like this has been the year where I've given the most non-worth it's of all time of the entire history of the channel. I like, for example, I decreed non-worth it to a game that I actually just bought because I got it for a good price. Flight Command. Actually, I think I know my game of the year because I just haven't played that many modern 2020 games, like, at all. Did Command Conquer Remaster come out this year? Oh, please tell me yes. Well, that's an easy one. Come on. There we go. Oh, there we go. Yeesh. Oh, right, it did. That came out last year. Yes, I'm also under the effects of I thought it came out last year or years ago. Okay, so it's up for grabs. Is it Halo Master Collection? Is it Command Conquer Remastered? Or is it Star Wars Squadrons? Because, like, there is no other one. I don't think Rocket Arena, maybe? No, I don't think Rocket Arena. I haven't played that much of it. I picked up a ton of games this year, like every year. But I just, like, it also depends on how you slice when Master Collection came out. If it didn't actually start coming out, if it didn't actually start coming out this year, I thought it started coming out last year. But it finished in this year with Halo 4. It is a good choice. Is it Command Conquer Remastered, or is it Star Wars Squadrons, or is it Master Collection? I want to say, yeah, my game of the year of 2020. I think this is the first time I ever said these words. Well, yeah, obviously 2020, but no, game of the year in general. Because everyone's doing it now. Like, everyone's celebrating holidays now. Like, I was celebrating holidays before it was cool, and that's why I stopped, because it wasn't cool. Like, no one watched my holiday videos. Now everyone's doing it, so, like, I gotta start doing it again, but I just lost that momentum. I mean, there's also Armored Commander. Did that come out this year? I mean, it's not out. It's early access. Okay. Let's do a Game Awards. Favorite indie game of the year: Armored Commander 2. Favorite early access game of the year. Wait. Look at this again. Favorite indie early access of the year is Armored Commander 2. I didn't play a lot of it because no one watched it, but I will play this game more because I love it so much. It is like the best tank simulator of all time, albeit that it's also you need to know the keyboard and old school games in order to understand it, and tanks. So it's a very it's a very high skill ceiling game, but it's really good. And then we got favorite early access game of the year. I am totally cheating on this. Halo Master Collection, favorite early access game of the year. Could also say Cyberpunk, but nah, they're not technically in early access. Neither was Halo, technically, because they never said it either. But like, Cyberpunk was really laying it hard on. We released a game on this certain time. Halo was releasing it in batches. So, yeah. And then we got favorite favorite whatever. What's in that good category? Then we got favorite. When we'll leave it. Are you serious? Where's my Star Wars? There it is. Like, am I not even this thing for VR? Like, there are so many other games you could have for VR. It's crazy. I think this is one of the better VR games, but that's because it's a flight sim, and flight sims work well in VR. And it's not me from the ground up to be in VR either. It's just having a VR cockpit, which isn't that hard. Okay, maybe it is that hard because VR is VR, and VR is hard to develop. So I'm going to say Star Wars Squadrons is my favorite. Budget. Yes, budget title of the year. It's not indie, it's budget. It's my favorite the budget title of the year because it's $40. It's my favorite. Actually, you could also say it's my favorite AAA title of the year. I thought you could say Halo is too, but Halo is a remaster. It's a AAA, sure. This is my favorite budget AAA title of the year, and my game of the year for reasons which you should probably go back and watch my gameplay videos of. But to summarize, my favorite game of the year, my favorite game of the year, I guess is what you're gonna call it. My favorite game of 2020, or we'll figure out a format later when we get more serious. We'll do it. There it is. My favorite game of 2020, Command & Conquer Remastered Collection. Why, you might be wondering? Because A, they're perfectly remastered games from 1995 and 1996. Oh, well, the late 90s, or mid to the late 90s, because expansions and whatnot. It's just a remaster, like it's not even a remake like Final Fantasy VII was. Like, why is this my favorite game? Why is this my favorite game of 2021 or game of the year in normal speak? It's my favorite because I lived through it. I lived through. I joined Command & Conquer during the Choose period. Command & Conquer Tiberium Dawn, Command & Conquer Red Alert 2. So I missed out on the originals because I was born then. Now, I'm as old as Command & Conquer itself. So I missed out on that, but I was there for all of it, pretty much, in one way or another. And I was there for the drought. I was there waiting for something to happen with my favorite strategy game series of all time, and one of my favorite universes of all time. That I even in my near future setting, I even was heavily inspired by. That I've been waiting for it to come back ever since Command & Conquer 3 came out. And it's just been a long road to get here, and experiencing the project of Command & Conquer Remastered Collection, going from OpenRA to OpenRA developers getting a knock on the door from EA and saying, who are saying, hey, you want to work on an official title? Because EA's cool like that. They're not Nintendo. They don't try to kidnap you or whatever the Nintendo ninjas do. They actually are okay with fan projects as long as they don't compete with anything. And even then, they're not like Microsoft, who are, who lay down the banhammer for any attempts like that. But Command & Conquer Remastered is by far my favorite game of the year because I was able to follow its development from the knock on the door at OpenRA, the fan remakes of Command & Conquer Remastered, to the Reddit posts, which I don't use Reddit anymore, I'll explain that in a talk about why I don't use Reddit or forums. But it's down to moderators not behaving themselves. You know, like who polices the police? Oh, no, that's who watches the watchers, I think is the saying. When it comes down to the UN or military doing bad things. And the UN peacekeepers act as soldiers sometimes, as in they do the bad things that sometimes soldiers do because, you know, because they're not watched properly or guided. But regardless, that's a topic for another time, and because of the new rating system on YouTube, I can't really talk about it in a video that's, you know, more that's not you know, that doesn't have that rating under for it. But yeah, was able to look on Reddit and was able to watch EA and the development team gather all the components for this game together, which NoClip, the gaming documentary channel, went over. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year's! I just looked down. Happy New Year's, everyone. Yeah, it's 6 minutes back to New Year's. Oh well. So Happy New Year's, but yeah. But yeah, so you can watch like the story of how this game came together in the NoClip documentary. And it was so, you know, it was so heartwarming and touching and just so complete. Like it gave me feelings that I never experienced before in a video game, because like that probably no one has except for other times this has happened in the industry. Gigantic drought, and then they nail it out of the park. Like the only other time that this has been done recently that I know of is the Ford Bronco. It also hit it out of the park. It's also a perfect you know, continuation of the namesake. And Command & Conquer Remastered is the same way. It's perfect. It's a perfect game. It's absolutely nothing wrong with it in any major way. It's the perfect remaster in every way. It's priced well. It has a ton of extra content, and it's just really, 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 really nice. It deserves to be Game of the Year, at least in some respect, and that respect is on my channel. So you're looking at Game of the Year. You're looking at my favorite Game of the Year right here, or Green&Blue's favorite Game of the Year, or whatever it is. It could be my favorite Game of the Year, Green&Blue's favorite Game of the Year, and then other people of Green&Blue once there are other people of Green&Blue. So yeah. But yeah, no. 2020 has been a thing. I think that's the most definitive statement I can say about 2020. It has been a thing. It has been both extremely bad, but also really good, and shows a bright future in the distance. But also could be a dark one, depending on the actions of everyone on this earth today. 2020 is one of the few times in human history where you and me have been able to determine the course of humanity, in one way or another. And 2020 has been the shakedown, albeit a bit prematurely. For example, working from home and schooling from home. It has been a sci-fi thing for many years, for at least the last few years. Isaac Arthur of the Isaac Arthur YouTube channel, which is a futurist YouTube channel. He's gone over it. He's gone over a possible future where homeschooling is much more accepted and just better. Like, in my lifetime, homeschooling has gone from you don't do it because you can't get a job, because no one will take it seriously, to if it's what if it's like if it's that what if that's what you want to do, go ahead, but it's meh, to it's actually necessary to have in society. Yet France still wants to ban it because terrorists. And I'm not kidding. And also that bill is not from. And also that, the idea for that bill is not from. Whatever the actual name for that action is. But the bill, but the whole banning of homeschooling in France is actually a 2020 thing. So I don't. Let's still wait for another time, but yeah, and hopefully in the future become even more necessary. Because one of the reasons why I don't have a college diploma on my wall behind me, if it hasn't pressed no, only has their name on it, and you already know my name, so whatever. But the reason why it's on the wall behind me is because there's no degree which I could realistically get that will actually do that can either realistically get. Like, I can't really get engineering, and there's no degree that would actually matter to me that I can realistically get, except for entrepreneurship, which doesn't do much. It's basically for people who are not me, who want to become an entrepreneur and want training for it. Like, they want to pat on the head and say, and they want to pat on the head and they want to do it official like. You never needed a diplomacy to be an entrepreneur. Like, you just never have. Like, I can point to, like, all the Silicon Valley dudes and dudettes who dropped out of college, and became, gigantic CEOs, and more, the entire ministry. So I don't want to burn my one opportunity for get a college degree unless I actually get money on getting a degree which wouldn't actually do much for me. So that's the reason why I don't have a degree, is because they're either going to be too hard to get. Although I've been really killing it with math recently. To be fair, I've been using a ton of calculators, so that's cheating. Well, it's not cheating because they allow it on tests now. I don't think it changed in my lifetime. But still. Anything else to talk about before we wrap up the stream? I'm also judging how well I feel. I'm also feeling hungry, so I probably should eat something. Because I only ate a turkey leg. Yes, I say only eat a turkey leg as in that's not enough. And because I've been on all this medicine, it's really been just killing my sleep schedule where I just can't fall asleep. I never could fall asleep, by the way. In my entire life, I have never had a moment where I can fall asleep. Even when I'm going under, for colonoscopies and whatever, I have trouble falling asleep, and I dream. So yeah, that's a thing. So I just, like, the last 2 days have been extremely rough on me. I've been in a lot of pain, mostly in my head. It could just be sinuses, which that's a lot of pain for sinuses. I don't think it's a sinus infection. Well, I just been in a lot of ow, like my head, and then the rest of my body hurts. My neck has been hurting a lot recently too. It's just not been good. I haven't been able to sleep because of it, which is why I haven't been able to really stream much. I say as, like, I haven't streamed in, like, the last 5 days. I have. Check's calendar. 6 days. No, 7 days. So yeah, it's just, you know, like I'm on, like over the course of 2020, I got on 6 different medications by pill bottle at least. I take I take 4 in the morning. Well, for 4 when I first wake up, because morning and evening, morning and night are totally relative when it comes to me. I take 4 in the morning. I take 4 pill bottles in the morning. Then I take like 6 at night. I also got nasal spray that I take. I also got Claritin that I take. And I gotta remember all that. I also gotta brush my hair, which I never remember. So that's one of the reasons why 2020 has been hard on me. But that's again not because of the death. That's just my own nonsense I got going on. It's been going on ever since before I was born. So yeah. So I started a new card game in 2020, and it's pretty much done. It just needs balance and art, which I did one of. I need to actually finish that in 2021. In 2021, I need to do the beta for Aseprite, which is basically when I feel like the level 1 through 10. Level 1 through 10 is complete. Level 1 through 10 is enough content that I'd be satisfied with shipping it with at the very bare minimum. If I were to ship it in beta, which I won't do because, like, Cyberpunk exists. And yeah, it's just, yeah. Okay, actually, I'll keep you up because you're my favorite game of the year. And yeah. So in 2021, what am I gonna try doing on the channel? Because I finally got the rhythm down for making backlog content. Helps that I've been filming with Jax a lot. Like, it's just been really nice to do videos with him again. Like, we haven't talked in years, to be fair. And yeah, it's just been really nice, talking to him again and even playing with him. So you expect more videos from us in the future, especially since that's like the best way to get backlog content. And yeah, I just need to do better with backlog content. And keep up this rhythm of basically filling my 1 terabyte hard drive with videos of 100 left over in case I need to make a gameplay video or a video in the before it's done, and then and then clearing it and filling it back up again, and then clearing it and filling it back up again. Like we still got tons of that footage just over from Command & Conquer and Cyberpunk. Like, it's only halfway through that Cyberpunk section. Like, yesterday. So again, today is going to be... Actually, today is going to be... This stream is going to be the video for today. And I'm going to take a day off, as it were. To probably make more... Actually, can I make more content? I probably can make more content. I'm going to try to make more content. But, but it's very likely that the first video of the year will also be Command & Conquer, once again. The last video was Cyberpunk, how fitting. The first video is going to be Command & Conquer. How fitting, because that's not on this channel. But yeah. I can't wait for Halo Infinite and all of its glory or not glory. I just can't wait for it. But that's going to be till the end of the year, so that's a big thing. I want to play more genres again. I want to play more visual novels for crying out loud. I am feeling better with my speaking, so I want to play more visual novels, but it's the new regulations on YouTube. It's difficult. And I don't think I want to stream them either. But we'll see. For extra age games, playing them in gameplay videos, it's easy and also easy easy backlog. But I just don't play them that way anymore. I need to do more streams. I definitely need to do more streams. I'm sorry that I've been lacking the streaming department, but I need to do more streams. That's just a fact. I just need to do more streams. I need to do more Dir's other works, although I am accomplishing that at this very moment. So, yeah. I need to play more single player games. That's a fact. I just haven't had time for them yet. I haven't had time for them in between the gameplay videos, in between the multiplayer gameplay videos, and multiplayer / skirmish gameplay videos, and multiplayer single. Jeez. And working on There's other works, I just haven't had the time. My Deviant Art has been doing really, really good. No, I've been doing really good on it, and it's been doing really, really good. But that mainly comes down to an idea and being able to fulfill it. Because there's been a background that's been sitting on my hard drive forever that I need to fill into the foreground. I just haven't been able to mentally process it. That's my main issue with doing art, is I can't process it in 3D and put it on the page very easily. So I need to work on that. I also need to do RPG shows, solo or with one person, or solo with two people, solo with one person, or with an entire party. Comes up to whether I can find a group or not, and because I'm not going to use forums again anytime soon, at least, that's not going to happen. It's going to get harder than that. I could, go on to Great GM's Discord and ask, which she opened it up for people to ask for RPG groups when making games. So that's an actual possibility. So I might actually do that. But I also want to work on the alpha a bit more before I try to get people to play it with me online. Also, there's the whole my schedule has been completely destroyed. Like it was functional before. I was doing 12 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours, and it was a sliding scale, in terms of how the sun shines light on Earth, also known as the United cycle on Earth. It's a sliding scale to that, but it was consistent. I was sleeping 12 hours. Now, in the last few days, or since I got on that cholesterol medicine, I've been sleeping less than 7, which some people like Elon Musk, for example, can do that, but I just can't. I work on 12 hours before I take naps. That's just a fact. And if I get less than 7, then it's not just, I sleep for 7 hours, I wake up, I go to sleep for 3 hours. No. It's, I sleep for 3 hours, and I sleep for 3 hours, and I sleep for 3 hours, and I sleep for 3 hours, or something like that. Something dumb like that. So, making schedules is really hard. One of the reasons why I haven't been able to do that 1v1 bro thing, which we got in progress on that. That was from my community tab, or my community post. But we got progress on that, so you can expect a video from that soon. You can expect a video from that soon. Either the video where I show either the video of the battle, or the video of no battle. Whatever comes first. And yeah, for just a talking video, I wanted to title this Dirk Talks About, but I don't want to sully. There's other works. There's other works that's supposed to be more happy, more. Let's sit down and work on something together. There's talk about it's supposed to be there. There is a started situation here. Let's talk about it. At least that's what it's become. And don't worry, the next two there's talks about, if I do them, are not going to be about Rooster Teeth. They're going to be the worst RPG system, the worst / most broken RPG system in all of gaming, tabletop, or video games. And then which by the way is displacement tons of Traveler. It's not what you think, and it contradicts itself and its circular logic. And people just accept it. In fact, I got banned from a forum because people just accept it, and the moderator sided with them instead of siding with me. Or instead of, just leaving it alone, which was weird. So despite the forum literally having a place for discussions about game mechanics. So yeah, that's a thing. So I'll go for that, and I would separate that from the worst system in any game video, and put that in its own section titled "Why I Don't Use," or functioning title at this current time, why I don't use forums anymore, such as Reddit and this place which I don't want to mention right now, because it's too fresh in my mind, and yeah, it's just a really bad situation. Which does leave me in an interesting situation. Because it's not that I don't like moderators or anything. It's just that when a moderator goes bad and starts breaching every single rule in the rule book on the site and behaving like there's some god or something, then the site staff tries to back them up instead of saying, wait a second, you're not playing by the rules. That's when it's intolerable, and no, I'm not playing that game. The thing about Reddit, I got started on it, but the thing about Reddit, let me just say this real quick. The thing about Reddit is it's random, like YouTube is random. Like, for example, Primal Dialogous modelers are fantastic. The Primal Dialogous modders are fantastic. I know them. Kind of. I know one by heart, and I stop by on their stream, and they're fantastic. Like, they're fair, they're nice, they're professional, they're everything the modders had stopped me from going on Reddit and stopped me from going on this one site, or not. And the funny thing is the modder on that one site was paid. And they were worse than, the crew over at Primal Dialogous. And the rest of the small streaming community that we have on YouTube. Such as, speaking of Nix and what have you. It's, yeah, and I heard that this is, and I've heard before that, this has always been a thing, that moderators are just random, are going to be random, not random per section of a forum, but random per where you go. Like, there could be a moderator team on YouTube that's bad, but I haven't found them yet. And I don't think it's even likely. At least on the channels that at least on the live streams that I watch. Like, even take this person with it, stream I was watching. They were great. The moderators were great. They were his friends. He wanted good professional people. He wanted good, mature professional people who had a funny accent. Not my words, his. And that's all. That's what he asked for. That's what he got. And they're really good. And he has like a 3 million channel, so yeah, moderators on YouTube are just really nice. Discord, same thing. Discord, like the moderators on Discord can be stern, but fair. Reddit can be either as good as Criminal Dialogas or as bad as this one site. Not on the same subreddit, but you don't know until you start posting. You can read the rules that you like, but if a moderator doesn't obey the rules, then it's whatever. Oh, we experience buffering. Buffering. We're experiencing buffering. Come on, YouTube. Come on, YouTube. You can catch up. You can catch up, YouTube. We are in the orange. We are in the orange. What's my thing? Well, what's it say? I wish I knew what that meant. Oh, well, we're several seconds behind. Oh, jeez. It's not going away, everyone. I think my internet died. No, it's back, it's back, it's back. Wait for it to catch up, wait for YouTube to catch up. Come on, YouTube, come on. You can do it, you can do it. I believe in you. Well, yeah, so something went wrong with Comcast during the death. That's also a thing I've been having to deal with this. Comcast has been dead. Or dying somehow. I mean, they've always been dying, but this is worse. They've been so unstable recently, and my sister friend can attest that, yeah, they have been unstable recently. Like, I don't know what's been going on, but it's just a Comcast thing. And it's never been a thing in all my years of doing YouTube. So I don't even, and it's, the yellow warning is not going away, everyone. We're recurring, oh, it's back buffering again. Oh, no, it's gone, we're good. We're good. Unless it's several seconds delayed. Oh, no, it's dead again. Alright, well. That's just about what I want to talk about anyway, so I might want to chop off the rest of that title. I'll make a new title, edit the title on that for the VOD, and say that we did Game of the Year, or my favorite game of the year, and yeah. But anyway, honestly, it fixed itself. I mean, OBS is saying orange, and YouTube is saying green. I'm gonna take that as a good thing. Alright, so what we were saying, yeah. Oh, yeah, moderators. So I'm basically just done with forums, at least for the moment. Because Reddit, the form of the internet, it says, like, the internet's, like front page that's wrong. It's form. But, no, and then that one site was just new. That one site was new. That one site, it's a really good site if you take away the moderator and staff being complete jerks. And protective of each other. Something I hope that will never happen to Green&Blue, and I will make sure that will never happen to Green&Blue. At least I will try. And if it doesn't happen, let me know. Because one of these days, this channel is going to, one of these days in the far future, apparently, this channel is going to get to a point where we are going to need moderators on the streams, and we're going to need moderators on game servers and on Discord and what have you. Our own forum, our own website where you could upload videos and whatever. Oh, it's dead. Is it dead? Did it die? Are we dead? It says excellent connection. Oh no, we're still going. Oh my word, we're still going. How are we still going? I guess it fixed itself. And that's the orange period that we just caught up to. Wow, it's so slow now. But anyway, so... Oh, no, it's dead again. It's buffering for me. Lost concurrent viewers. Oh, no, that's not good. Oh, we're back. Okay, so I'm going to stop it here because things are dying and things are exploding all around me. Literally and figuratively. So we are going to cut this stream short, question mark, or long question mark, or however we're cutting it. But that'll be it for this stream. Thanks for watching. And I do wish you a very happy New Year's, and here's to a brighter future. Shine forward, and I guess I'll see you in a second.